I guess while we're waiting, Itzik, this is your first one that you're joining. I know you've had conversations with a few of us about CI catalog. Was there any questions that you had, or anything that we can help answer as well?
Itzik, you're on mute.
Thank you, Dor. Yeah, this is the first time. So yeah, catalog. I'm familiar. We created a few assets like blog post and a nice demo. But my question, is there anything new since the latest tab that we created? Anything new that we should update our assets? Anything new, or if not, what is the next big thing that you plan to add?
In terms of new releases, you probably saw in the latest release of GitLab that we've released support for semantic versioning for components, meaning that we are now following the semantic versioning convention of like three-digit, major, minor, and patch for any published component. So it's relevant to the components that are being published to the catalog. It shouldn't have like an effect on existing users if they follow semantic versioning, which is what we ask them to do. But for users that did not follow semantic versioning, they might see some unexpected behavior, which is now supposed to be expected. Primarily, for instance, if they are using the latest release meaning now latest release based on semantic versioning and not latest release based on when did you release a component, as an example. So this is the first big thing that we've introduced, and I think it was one of the blockers from making components GA, because it could change the existing behavior of existing users. So this is one thing. Another thing that we've added, and I know that it was highly requested, is supporting arrays in inputs. So in inputs, as you know, you can pass a string, a Boolean, a number, like different types. So now we've added the ability to add a full array, which is something that was highly requested both internally and externally. I think we just merged it last week. I think those are the two big new things that we've introduced recently. In terms of what is coming, obviously 17.0, this is where we are concentrating our effort to have the GA release. So again, date is subject to change, but for now, from our perspective, we'll do the best to make inputs, component, NCI, CD catalog, all of it GA by 17.0. And I have like strong confidence that we'll be able to hit this deadline. After 17.0, we are going to introduce additional paid features. Things are still in planning. I can link some of the epics that we have. We still need to refine some of these issues, but if you want, I can go into the specific if this is needed.
No, that's great. So I will look on all of those features.
Just to add on the semantic versioning, one of the interesting features that will come up from the changes we're making with the semantic versioning is the ability to have like shorthand syntax for referring to a version. So it will basically improve the experience on using latest. For example, like give me the latest version, but for a very specific contract. Like for like let's say you can say version 1 point something, and then you will get the latest version 1 point something. Rather than today with semantic versioning, you either use the specific version, so you have to pin to a very specific version, or you have to use the latest. But latest can give you a breaking change if they upgrade the version from version 1 point something to 2 point something. But with this shorthand syntax, you are guaranteed to always get the latest, the maximum version for the contract that you specify. And it's good both on the author side, that they can introduce breaking changes without fear of breaking existing usages. They can bump basically major versions. And on the consumer side as well, where that they can safely get upgrades without risk of breaking changes. So this is like a exciting. It's not a feature we have for 17.0, but it will be unlocked by having this semantic versioning be locked for as an improvement for later.
And what about the existing? For example, I contributed a few components without a semantic versioning. How it works with what not with the semantic versioning?
So if you have a release that doesn't follow semantic versioning, that will still work. In terms of, for users that are consuming that release, that will still work. But what will require that your next release, it will have to follow the semantic versioning.
Okay, I see. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so for sure we will need to update the blog. We have one blog that document all of the steps. So let's make sure to I will update it.
Yeah, if the blog uses like a version 1.0, for example, it has to be 1.0.0, just to be up to date with the current design. So if somebody is going to follow that blog post right now.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So I will create an issue and I will share with you and let me know how we can update it. So because people are using it.
We've had Andrew join. Andrew is actually one of our core team members. For anyone who isn't familiar with him, it's probably a bit late at night for him right now, so there may be a little bit of coffee happening or something along those lines. But yeah, nice to have you with us, Andrew. Feel free to pop up any questions or anything if you do, or if you have any experience with the CI/CD component side of things. And just to vocalize that, he's just on listening mode. It is 1:45 a.m. for him right now. So
Dove, would you think it might be helpful just before the recording to kind of talk about some of the things that are coming up next? Some of the stuff you and I talked about as far as like timeline for 17.0, some of the things that we're rolling out shortly, any details that might be relevant given the timing of where we're at?
Yeah, I think I can do that. In terms of what's coming, so obviously, as I mentioned, 17.0, this is where we're targeting the GA for all the features that revolves around the catalog, inputs, catalog, and component. Post 17.0, there are several enhancements that we would like to roll out to the catalog. First of all, there is some work that we need to do which revolves around the release process. Okay, this is something internally that we've talked within the team. In terms of the user aspect, I think the only impact that we will have is that the users will need to, when they are doing a release, they will need to use latest CLI image that will be available, will be made available once we roll out this change. And with that, we can probably drop the limitation of, I think it's now 20 or 30 components per project. So basically, I think we'll have like, I won't say unlimited because we need to put some limits there, but we'll have like way more than, a few dozens of components. And more interestingly, I think for the users are the features that we plan to add later. One of them is providing the user with the visibility to see where components are being used across your projects and across your pipeline. This is a common ask that I've been hearing for quite some time. Users basically would like to know the adoption of components. They want to know the usage of component. They want to make sure that their customers, that users that are running pipelines with the latest components that are available out there. So this is something that we would like to provide some sort of visibility across your organization into where components are being used. Another aspect that I've been hearing a lot is around securing workflows, meaning that right now, basically anyone in your organization can create any component and can publish it to the catalog. And this is a behavior that is not a desirable one, especially in large enterprise, since they have an existing process on how to receive, review, and then approve contributions. So we want to make sure we are following that process and will allow those teams that are managing components and are managing the catalog to make sure that everyone in the organization will be able to indeed contribute a component to the catalog. However, it will need to pass through some sort of a review process from their team. Once they review it, once they approve it, then the component will be available in the catalog. Another aspect of securing workflow revolves around restricting different domains from where you can use components, so basically restricting where you can do include. So some organizations want to limit the usage of include of component, and we can even expand it to any include to a specific allow list, a specific domain, a specific URL from where you can safely include your component. However, outside of that, users would like us to block this accessibility. And this is also something that we are looking into adding, maybe as part of another compliance policy or some sort of a configuration setting in the catalog. Again, the solution is not yet defined, but we do have some ideas on how we want to implement it. And all of that issues that I've mentioned have an epic, so users can contribute their ideas and their use case. Another improvement is around inputs. We have a whole epic around inputs improvement. And while we see inputs as, I would say, probably like our going forward approach to pass parameters to component, unlike variables. I'm not saying that variables are going away, but we would like to encourage users to use inputs over variables if they want to pass parameter to a component. With that, we want to make sure that inputs are more flexible. As I mentioned, we just added array as another type of input. We have like Boolean, string, number, and now we've added array. So this is like additional improvement that we have. And with inputs, we have a long roadmap about what we need to add for inputs. And for instance, the ability to get input from a file, from a JSON interface, and basically making inputs more and more flexible. I think the last thing, which is still in ideation, will revolve around AI. You know, the GitLab has released GitLab Duo, and we know that all of our workflows eventually will need to be involved with some sort of an AI mechanism. And I think I would say that probably the easiest, or I think like the boring solution for AI, although it's very contradicting saying AI and boring in the same sentence, is basically in the catalog you search, but with AI people don't want to search anymore. Okay, they want the answer. So if we have a list of component, a growing list of component with AI, we should probably be able to recommend users what will be like the recommended component that they can use in order to automate their pipeline based on, you know, what they're searching, based on what exists in their repository or more. So there is definitely more refinement that we need to do into that, but definitely something that we need to put on our roadmap. Another idea that one of our engineers had was around composability of jobs. So basically, if we are seeing recurring actions that the users are doing, we may end up recommending that user, hey, we noticed that you are doing the same thing over and over again. Why won't you make this action some sort of a component or a step, which is also something that is coming, and basically recommend users to move to steps, or move to create a component to reuse their workflow and save some time. And I also mentioned step. Step is also something in our roadmap, although not a part of this core team work. Step is basically another type of component. And once we'll introduce step, we are going to make step a first-class citizen in the catalog, meaning that anything that we are adding to the catalog, any feature that we're adding to the catalog as a component will also be applicable for steps. Yeah, I think I've covered most, if not all, of the things that we have on our roadmap regarding CI/CD catalog. If there are any questions around that, happy to try to answer those.
Thank you, Dov. A lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah, I know it was a brain dump of some of the things that we are working that are in progress, but I think it's better for everyone to know things, you know, up ahead of time.
I'll also add that some of the details that we were just talking about, Dove iterates on updating the product direction page, it seems pretty frequently. I don't know if it's weekly, but I also update project plans so you can kind of visualize some of the direction that we're going in. You can share some of those public links that we update pretty frequently as well.
Yeah, and many of the items that I just discussed have issues. You can link those after the meeting, epics and issues, where user can read more details on the progress and follow the progress of those capabilities.
So can we use this time to just review the versioning in the blog? I think it's written correctly, but maybe minor change should be. So is it okay if I share the blog?
Yes, you can share.
Huh? Okay. So let's open this blog. Right. So you see the blog? Okay, so I think here is where the publish component, and I create a git tag using the recommended semantic versioning format. So I think this is correct, but just I would remove the recommended because now it's like this is a mandatory thing. So create a git tag using the semantic versioning format. So this is just removing this word or any other thing that we need to add to that.
I think that's accurate. I mean, you can remove the recommended using the semantic versioning format.
Okay. Okay, so this is so today we don't have it's in other systems, so but yeah, it's not with the merge request, but yeah, no problem to remove this word. Thanks.
Thanks very much for the update, Dov. If there's nothing else from anyone, we don't seem to have any other open questions or anything like that. So with that, we can probably wrap this one up and close off. If you are watching this, please do check out the notes document where we have added some of the links of some of the things that have been discussed today. And yeah, please join us again next month for another one of these sessions, and keep creating components and publishing them. The catalog's growing really nicely, and it's good to see a lot of community engagement with this. But yeah, great. Thank you very much for joining, and we'll see you next month. Cheers.
Thank you.